Sentence pattern 1, the semicolon. What is a semicolon and how is it used? Sentence pattern 1 answers those questions. Let's start with what a semicolon is not. A semicolon is not a colon. That right there is a colon. A semicolon looks similar to a colon, but it has a little tail on the bottom. Some might say that a semicolon looks like it's crying. Others might recognize the semicolon from a digital winky face. One thing's for sure, the semicolon is more often than not misunderstood. Sentence pattern 1 is a compound sentence with a semicolon. A compound sentence is one that includes two independent clauses. And as the name suggests, an independent clause is a clause that can stand alone or independently as a complete sentence. So this sentence pattern includes two independent clauses separated by a semicolon. Take a look at this example. Some people dream of being something. Others stay awake and are. The first clause, some people dream of being something, is an independent clause. The second clause, others stay awake and are, is also an independent clause. And notice what separates these two independent clauses? Yep, it's a semicolon. Here are some more examples of this sentence pattern. There are two really important things to remember when attempting to use this sentence pattern. First, it's important to know that you cannot use a comma in place of the semicolon. Using a comma to separate two independent clauses forms what is called a comma splice. Another important thing to know about this sentence pattern is that the two independent clauses must actually be related to one another. The use of the semicolon indicates that the two clauses are related. So you can't join "I picked up the puppy" and "my friend prefers cats." Now, pause the video and complete each of the following sentences with an independent clause that is related to the independent clause given. Once you're comfortable with pattern 1, you can start to vary it in some interesting ways. One way to vary pattern 1 is by including a conjunctive adverb directly following the semicolon, or at the start of the second independent clause. Here are some conjunctive adverbs that you can use. You may want to take some time to write some of these down. Here's what sentence pattern 1 looks like if you add a conjunctive adverb. Gary couldn't go away for his vacation. However, he managed to have a good time at home. Notice that both clauses are still independent clauses. Also notice that the conjunctive adverb, however, comes right after the semicolon to start the second independent clause. One really important thing to note is that there is a comma that comes right after the conjunctive adverb. Don't forget the comma. Here's another example of a compound sentence joined by a semicolon and a conjunctive adverb. When I'm done giving directions, stop the video and complete each of the following sentences by adding an appropriate conjunctive adverb. Remember to add the comma and make sure that the conjunctive adverb actually makes sense with the sentence. For example, however does not work for every sentence, so choose one that works with the sentence given.